Okay. All right. We'll see if that fixes it. My stream was going really low quality and it seems to be a little bit better, but I'll let you guys tell me if it is or not. All right, guys. Welcome. Welcome. I am going to be showing you guys just kind of a first look at the menu builder that I've built out. Spent the last couple weeks just head first and building out an entire system to build out. Yeah, wait, what is going on? Your stream's current bitrate is lower than recommended bitrate. Stream is healthy, but now it's telling me it's okay. We'll see. I'll let you guys tell me if it gets weird or laggy. I still can't figure out why my live streams won't work properly. But yeah, I know there's a delay. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys just kind of real quick what it looks like. This one's going to be styled. Let me show you guys what I have here. Let me set this way. Is this from the current update? No, this is not from the current update. This is actually from something I made on my own. So let's go screen. Okay, so this is the new builder that I have, or the new menu builder that I've set up. This is what it looks like right now, just kind of like a pre-styled. I have one that's not styled that will be shipped off. It has like literally nothing in it. It's just easy going. This here, I want to show you guys. There is no. Get rid of the debugger here. Where is that? There it is. Do not break on that. Thank you. And we can refresh, and that should break that down. So I built this to have a bunch of customization. First off, drop downs within drop downs. So you can have infinite drop downs that you want. And it also respects like boundaries. So if things just don't quite fit, it's going to try its best to move things around so that it does fit within the space that's available. That way, there's not things going off screen. It just automatically does stuff for you. The ability to have mega menus. And there's also a mobile menu with like an overlay style mobile menu to have all the drop downs just like this. Or you can have an accordion style, which let me show you that real quick too. Let me open that in a new area here. Let's go template index. Let's go to my mobile menu here. Oh, is this an old? Oh, this is I'm on the wrong one. Let's actually go to this one. I'll show you this one. I have like multiple different versions going at the same time. This is the newer one. So we can actually change it to go from the overlay to say, you know what, I actually do want this to be accordion instead. So like we could take a look here. I'll refresh. Let's open this in a smaller device here. And so now we have an accordion style setup for everything. So easy, like one switch, we can change. I'll change this back to the overlay. Let's go back. Now we have an overlaying menu, which the back buttons is really cool. The back buttons automatically get, like the first one says, hey, go back to the main menu. If you go here, it says, hey, let's go back to the last one, which apparently that just broke. Literally was working. It's probably my last version. So there's more dev that needs to be done here. No, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yep, main menu, first one, go back to the first drop down, and then nest 2 will go back to nested 1. Okay, that's working good. So it automatically tells you, and even has ARIA labels and everything to tell the user they can go back a step to the last drop down. And so accessibility is all kind of in mind for that. Man, what else is on this? Let's go real quick before I... Did you use beta 13? Is this the new update? Looks good. Did you use beta 13? Yeah, it's using the most recent beta, which I probably should make sure that this dev environment is up to date as well. And or beta 9 installed, beta 13. Yeah, let's update that. And then let's double check that this isn't going to break here. Everything looks like it's working as it should. Let's make sure nothing's broken here. Yeah, that's all working. Cool. And then what's cool is like you can have different, let's go into the nav here. We have different ways of, where's my panel here? Structure style inputs? No, not style inputs. Oh, it's on this side. I don't like it on that side. I do like it on this side. There we go. We can change the dropdown label. We can say, you know what, I want this to be activated on hover or on click. So the default is like if it's a hover, and it's a scaling thing. I have to close the refresh. There we go. So you have the ability to say, okay, let's do it on hover, or if it's hover and click, so that'll stay open if you click it, or there's just click. So you can change those to be whatever one you want on these individual drop downs here. I probably should close this one out. And we also have match width. So for my mega menu here, I can actually say, which is this one here, I can match the width of something. So like right now, it's matching the width of the container, but I could say, you know what, I actually want this to be the header. So let's match the width of the header. Let's save that. And let's pray that that actually works. Now we have the width of the header. So it's full width. You can adjust all that, change how you want it to look. How much time approximately did it take you to get to that point? Oh gosh. I don't want to say. Like, I've probably put in 80 plus hours, if not more, into this. And it's just because like I can build something for myself very quickly, and I had something ready for myself very quickly. But the problem is like, how do you make it available for anyone to pretty much drop in and use? That was the hardest part. So that took a while. And so extra classes, we have each element in here. So every component has a slot for placing anything that you want here, for like a mega menu or for creating a list menu here. So you can see here's a menu drop down within a menu drop down. And yeah, it's even has, this is really cool too. This took me a little bit to really flesh out the toggle button. Let's go here. Let's go back. Let's go small. So the toggle button here, I don't know why it's having scaling issues. It's like Chrome, or not Chrome, but Dia is having scaling issues. So the close and toggle button, you can actually change it to say like, let's close this out. Here's my toggle. It goes from open, or where is it at here? The label will go from open to say, close this menu. Let's just try that. I want to try a different hamburger. Animated to. Let's try that one. So now I have a different, it goes from different labels here. We can go hamburger 1. Let's see what that one looks like. It's all animated. Or I can say, you know what, I don't want to use an animated icon. I actually would like a, why is that not showing? I need to fix that. I can't scroll it. Can I scroll the dropdown? Oh, there it goes. Custom SVG icon. And you could toss one in here, which I think there's already one in there. Yeah, there's already one in there. So you can build this however it is that you want. And let's go back to this. I don't want to just be open and close. I can change the label type. Like maybe I just want a single label. So it just always says open. Or I can say, I don't want the label, no label. And now it's just a animated icon. I'm going to go alternate because I think it's kind of cool. And what's cool too is this toggle that's going to come with it. You can use this toggle for any element. So for instance, right now, this toggle is saying, okay, hey, find my menu wrapper, which is going to be here. Find my ID menu wrapper. And let's toggle the class of open anytime this is toggled. And so you can use this not just on this menu, but anywhere to toggle a class to then style something, create a modal, do whatever it is you want. You can use this however you would like. So this toggle, I do want to freeze body scroll. So when they open this, it should stop scrolling. I open it, stop scrolling. Cool. Yeah. I probably went over that really fast, but today, basically, if you guys have any more questions, ask them. But today, what I wanted to do is I want to have a few drop downs created that can just drop in. So actually, I'll do that right now. I'll drop one that I've already created in here real quick. Let me slap this over here. And let's see here. The problem with the overlay menu inside the header element is that it causes z-index issues when, for example, transform translate x is used. Not exactly. Overlay that slides out from under the header. It's position fixed, so you can put the header on top. You can actually change this to be whatever it is you want it to be. So you can actually have it instead of overlaying on top of it. You can quite literally just have it be behind and set the header to have a higher index. I could probably I don't know if I want to show that right now because I'm not really going into it. Yeah, like you can have like one open. I'll even show you this right now. So you can customize this how you want. So here's my toggle button. Okay. I currently have this set to, let's go to my menu wrapper. We're going to find my toggle. Is it in here or is it in a different element here? It's in my container. On my toggle, it has a z index of 100. We can just turn that off. Okay. So that now, if I, gosh, why does it not scale? Let me see if I need to fix something on this too. So why is, you guys are getting like live breakdown of like how I'm trying to resolve this stuff. Oh, you know what? The Z index of my menu wrapper is not high enough. So I probably need to change that to like Z index because I do want this to be above everything to like 999. Yeah, that's why. So there's a little update that needs to happen. We're going to go here and we're going to say on mobile. So when we transition to a mobile breakpoint, which is a one click change, I'll show you that right now. Hey, buddy. I'll be right out, okay? My son is going to join me real quick. 1 second. What's up, bud? Are you talking to someone? I am. I'll be out in a little bit, okay? Can you go see mommy and close the door? And I have a new project that you ever seen. 1 sec, guys. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. I'm back. Actually, I'll share this real quick. I'm all over the place because I didn't really have a presentation ready for this. I will make an official like first look video about this. But we do have an easy way to just change on the mobile menu wrapper item here. We can change the breakpoint. So at whatever breakpoint we change this to be, let's say it's 1200 pixels. And now at a 1200 pixel mark, it's going to change from a mobile to a desktop version just automatically. And it's really cool is we can target this. This will get automatically a class of desktop if it's a desktop version or a mobile version. And that's how we control everything else. So Nick Jr. was curious about it. He was. He's always watching Kevin Geary with me too. Whenever Kevin's on, like, oh, it's Kevin. And he'll sit on my lap and we'll watch together. It's really cute. But okay, where was I going out here? Oh, yes. Menu wrapper. So I'm going to say, all right, on my mobile version. So as my desktop on mobile, I want to find my, which I don't think I have a menu wrapper in here. Oh, it's just right here. On mobile, I want to go ahead and change the Z index of this to 999. Cool. Okay. And then what I want to say is because on open, I'll have no button in here. I can actually put one in there. So I can go, just copy this and I'm going to put one in the mobile header. So paste it in here. And I'm going to change this to just be single label. I'll change the label to be close, and it's already targeting the same element. So, I haven't tested this with multiple yet to see how it works. Let's try this. Actually, let's go custom. I want this to be a custom, and then we can change that to a close icon, which I don't think I have. I don't have one. So I'm just going to leave it as is, and we can figure that out later. I want this to say close. This one's my open. This one already says open. So let's save it. We'll take a look and see what's going to happen here. So I already have a button here that's added into why? I might have to switch back to Brave. Close. Oh, see, now there's more debugging. Man, there's so much to this. So like if this toggle, yeah, see like that one in here is not working to close it until the second click here. So I got to debug that. That's got to work within both areas, but you can add a toggle to both. So another thing I got to add to my list here, which let's do that. When added in 2 spots. Hey man, welcome. Okay, I'm going to take this out of the header. I'm going to go back to this one in my container, and we're going to go and just change this toggle to z-index of index of 1000. Okay, because that'll be above my 999 of my, there we go. So now it stays there. Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and let's slap in a mega menu just so we can see what's happening here. Let's go to my dropdown that has, here's my nav. This is my dropdown mega menu. And let's go find my JSON for one. Dropdowns, open. So I have a dropdown that's already created. I'm just going to copy this JSON, and this will be a part of it too. We're going to go to the content slot. I'll paste it in there, and we'll just save it. And this should automatically, see. Okay, and now we have a dropdown, except that should be text light, which for whatever reason, it is not taking on text light. So I can go in here, we can fix, let's go to the right column, content, and heading, color, inherit. Oh, it's because it's set here. I'm actually going to set here, color, var, text, light. And I might not have it set on, I don't have it set on my website, that's why. So text light is not appropriately set, but it should be working otherwise. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and create a couple more mega menus dropdowns that can just be slapped in. I have some ideas that I've kind of pulled from the internet. I wanted to start with this one just because it's simple. Well, somewhat simple. The lines get more complicated, but we'll start building that out. The problem is when you slide the overlay out from the top, it will always be above the header when it slides out. No, it doesn't have to be. Like you can, I'll show you here. Really easy because it's set to let's go to see the header. Oh, you know what? I do kind of see what you're talking about. Because if I set this to 1001, it's technically setting, like if I set the header, let's go header here. And we'll just set this to background red so we can kind of see what's going on here. You could set this to -1. So like we're going to go to the menu wrapper and I'm going to say, all right, on mobile, I actually want my Z index to be -1. So it's set to like 1000 now, technically. And so now my header, so let's go here. Red. Okay. No, it's always going to be on top, isn't it? I don't think you can separate it though from the header. Like it has to exist in the header. What happens if I go like -2? What you could do, I'm thinking here, this is a good test. Like how far can you push it? What if the container itself of 1000? That's still going to push it above if my wrapper is set to a z index of -1. I'll have to play with it. I'll have to sort that out. Maybe there's a way to do that. There's also like the cool thing about this is it doesn't have to be an overlay. Like it's just automatically set in here to do that. So like you guys can go in here and change it. Like it doesn't have to be position fixed. You guys can make it so like the header expands if you want to, which I plan on making like entire header templates that could be dropped in. And like the whole thing is styled. It has a unique handling. It's not just this overlay. Like I have ideas. So there's even going to be like an API for everything. So like you can a JavaScript API. So why does it? Am I zoomed in? Oh, I was zoomed in. That's why. That should fix my issue. It'll have a JavaScript API, so like you can target like, hey, when a menu is a drop down is open, you know, it triggers that event, and you can have access to that event and do whatever you want with it. If it's I want to target it if it's only a drop down mode, or you know, target if it's a overlay mode, or if it's an accordion mode. Like you have access to change that very easily. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and did I change the header on here? I did. I'm going to go change this back. Mobile to 999 because I want it on top. Cool. Okay. Let's go and create some dropdowns. Let's go ahead and duplicate. See, it's still doing that. Let's go ahead and duplicate this drop down here. Duplicate. And then drop down Lyra. Let's go and get rid of that. I do want another div in here. We're going to create this right here. I've already asked Google to kind of create me some. This is nav. Why don't I want a nav? Why is it giving me a nav? I can change that though. Drop down Orion panel. I told I don't need a panel. So why did it give me that? Yeah, there. I don't need Orion panel. There we go. Let's copy that HTML if it's only HTML. Yep. And let's go ahead and slap this in here. I can't paste it. Can I put it here? So let's take a peek here. Header container. Did it not like it? I don't want this to be a nav. I do want this to be a div. Save. Let's check it out on the front end. Okay, another mega menu. Yeah, I got something there. I can adjust that though. Cool. I have my classes here. I have my columns 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can actually start styling it. So I do want this to be, I haven't tried this panel yet. Flex row, display flex, flex row. That's cool. Background color, we don't need to worry about. I do want to have some padding. Already has padding on the container. Let's save this. Go to the front end. Check to see if there's any questions. The element with the transform property creates its own stacking level. I don't think it's transforming though. So that's not the issue because it is, I don't think I have it set to transform. Yeah, it's just doing, let's see here. Yeah, it's doing inset inline end. So I'm not even using transform on this. So there's definitely a way around it. I just don't know it yet. It just position fixed though. So that is position fixed technically does make its own stacking order. So yeah, it's using inset inline end to push it to the side. What was I at here? Okay, there we go. That's what I want. And then we're going to go ahead and span these. I do want my columns to be 100% width, which for some reason they're not. Let's keep this open. Let's inspect. Man, I don't know why it's... do I even have Brave installed? I do. One sec, guys. I'm going to see if I could switch to Brave. Gotta get my password. Let's go to... There we go. All right, I'm going to throw this over here, close out my Etch editor, and we'll just do it from here. Okay, that should stop giving me problems here. Hopefully. I tagged you in the post on Etch. Appreciate it. Appreciate you posting on there. All right, so let's create these drop downs. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, these are not 100% here. Columns, inline, size, 100%. There we go. I do want, let me go back to my Figma file here. I do want some spacing between my elements. These are, let's make sure that these are UL items. Let's do a gap of var content gap, which it looks like it might already have that. But maybe I don't have content gap set up. Spacing, contextual, content. Why won't it accept any gap here? Whoa, that's tiny. Okay, where's my list here? Display block. Okay. Display flex. And let's go column. I do like it does that. Actually, don't want to do that big, so let's do space extra small. That works. I do want the margin block start to be a bit more on the top of this list. So var space S for that for now. I do want these to have like, they're already, why are these capped? My headings are already capped here. We'll go text transform uppercase. And then I do want these probably about the same size as, so we'll go text font size and text M. Okay. And I do want these to be like a font weight of 500 and then letter spacing. Too much. 0.5M, I just something. Okay. That's fine for now. Now the problem is that I need a line in between each column. I'm going to figure that out right now. How do I get a line between each column? And then also I do want to figure out mobile too, which is going to be, hey, find my mobile wrapper, and then on mobile, we're going to alter the drop down Orion. So do something on mobile, and I'll even put this in here. We'll say on mobile, so we can adjust that. And I can actually change this already to be flex column. So let's just make sure that's working correctly. So on mobile device, here's my second mega menu. My content Orion. Did I not target the right menu wrapper? Mobile menu wrapper. Mobile menu wrapper. Find my mobile menu wrapper, and on mobile. Yeah, it's menu class of menu wrapper on mobile. Did I say mobile wrapper? I'm dyslexic, so there we go. All right, cool. So now on mobile device, it'll be down. I do want a gap on these, so we're gonna go column gap, and I'm gonna set this to like var space m, and then we're gonna set. I probably want to border right on these. So let's go find the ul dot drop down. Let's go drop down Orion list. Yep, drop down Orion list. And we'll say nth child no padding inline end be var column gap. So now those should have some padding, but actually they probably should be margin to separate itself. Margin inline m var column gap, which it is not giving me any margin for some reason. Oh, you know why? Because I'm targeting the wrong one. It needs to be the column, not the list. Column. Thank you. There we go. Now we have some margin there. I do want to have a bit of padding though on this as well. Okay, and I do want to border inline end one var border dark, which I don't really think is set. It's not even set yet, so I'm just going to set something here. We'll go EF to have something. Now those should be evenly spaced out between the three of them. It's actually a little bit darker. I think EC, a little darker. Okay, so I want that, but I want only on desktop. Do I want it to be on the right? And also I don't want the last item. So we'll say not nth, not last child. There we go. So we got lines in between each one. And this is going to be only on desktop. Yeah, only on desktop. So we'll go dot menu wrapper dot desktop, and okay, go find that. Mark here. Desktop only. Okay, and then on mobile, I want this here. Cool. Okay. I want the margin block end, and border block end instead. So to be at the bottom and not the last child. So let's take a look here. Okay, cool. So now we have those lines going down. What I do want on mobile as well for those columns is to have some padding inline, say var space m. So on mobile, those should be inset just a bit. Perfect. And let's also do on the first child as well. So let's go dot drop down Orion column first child. Let's set that to be padding block start of also, let's do column gap as well. And I'll just change this to column gap just so it keeps it all the same. So I have a little bit of space here, which I kind of like. And then we have everything boiling down. Okay, this is not getting, okay, that's why. This one's not getting any padding. So I want this to be on mobile. Let's just find the drop down Orion column. And let's give that a padding inline. So let's take it from there, give it here. Okay. Okay, now that all matches. And then let's also give the last child, there's so many little micro decisions to make. Last child, I want the padding block end to have it. Okay, so now there's a little bit more padding at the bottom for the bottom one on mobile devices. And then on desktop, that's looking okay. I do want to add more padding to this though. But I think it's, nah, we'll leave it. The limited time thing, like that could be changed. I don't actually like that. What is that, a note? I don't want this. Let's delete. Get rid of that. I can't right click in the editor. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. Okay. And then I do want, like, let's see here. Let me save it. I probably want some spacing like above. Let's go back to, yeah, like I want some spacing on all of it. Okay, so let's make a real quick adjustment. Let me see if there's any tagged you in Etch. Why margin inline and not gap? Gap is totally, like you can use gap. It's just sometimes when I specifically want to target like one element, I just want to make sure that that element has very specifically has margin. Like you can use gap. So like for instance, gap here. But the reason I'm not using gap on this one is because these all have very specific borders and I want them to be in the middle, which it kind of looks like they're in the middle now that I'm looking at it. Let's go open that back up. It probably could be improved upon a bit. Wait, maybe it's just I'm looking at it wrong. No, it looks fine. Because these all have margin padding. It's the same spacing between everything. Yeah, that's fine. But I do want to add some on. Let's go back up to my drop down Orion. So on desktop, let's take this and actually move it into a nested here. I want, let's actually take a look here. On mobile, I am adding padding block to everything. So I will just do desktop only. on desktop only, let's do drop down Orion column, and let's set on all of them padding block to column gap. Yeah, I like that a lot more. There's something that was driving me nuts about it. That's good. I almost wonder for to keep this less complex, if I just set padding inline to var column gap as well. Okay, and then take away the margin. So on desktop, it's not the last child. These have a margin inline. Just take away that margin. Yeah, that was one piece, but it still looks like... Let me see here, because like if I go here to the link and I add like and hover, I want the background to be red, okay? And that's not 100%. So let's go inline size 100%. Because I want to be able to access the whole thing. Okay, how come it's not 100%? Is it because the LIs are not 100%? Max inline size 100%. Inline size is 100%. Min inline size 100%. LI is taking up the full space. The UL is, but why won't this? The width is 100%. Chat, what's up with that? Let me figure that out. Why would, if the LI is 100% and the link is set to 100%, is there another width set somewhere? No, it's not narrating a width anywhere. I shouldn't even have to set min. Max inline size? It's still constraining to the... transition style. Display inline property prevents width from having any effect. Okay, so display inline block, maybe? Display block? Oh, okay. See, that's why we need that. We need the dev tools in order to figure out what's going on. Okay. Yeah, so like that looks... if I wanted to have a like background color on my links when they're hovered, it makes sense to kind of have this space be the same on both sides, because now that actually makes sense. I'm going to make these labels... I want these labels to actually be smaller. So on these, I want these to be text small. And then I like that. And I'm also going to go color var text. There's dark muted for this, which I don't have dark muted set up. I probably should have it all set up for this. Cool. Okay. On my links here, let's remove the hover red. Let's save that. I think that's pretty good. Let me check. Like I will, for the actual release, it will make it better. Like I don't think this is going to be enough. But for now, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. And with those, everything's working. Cool. Okay. Warning, streams bitrate is low. I don't know why I keep having that issue. Let me know if you guys have any stream issues. I can get that resolved, or try to resolve it anyways. I have a feeling it might be the 4K resolution I'm trying to push out. Okay, what else do I want to do here? Let's create another dropdown. So let's go to my list here and let's add a menu dropdown. I'm going to set this to be mega menu. I do want this to match width of the header container like my other ones. I don't need extra classes. And I don't want my dropdown content to be a UL. This is going to be div because it is a mega menu. So let's go ahead and this is going to be, let's go change this to mega menu. Actually, so I know, let's go here. We'll change this one to be Orion and this one's Lyra. And then this one, I don't know my constellations. Let's see here. Constellations. What's another one we could use? Aries. Why not? Next one could be Aries. Okay, cool. So now I have a new drop down here. I'm going to add in a div so I can add it started. And I'm going to save real quick to make sure that everything's good here. Aries is here. Okay, let's figure out which one I want to make next. I want to do this one. I want to do this effect here, which it's almost the same thing. So I could technically drop those in, but okay, that's the one. This is another area in Etch where I wish we had something where I want to take this drop down. I want to duplicate it. So I'm just going to, yes, allow, copy this. Let's paste this back in here. But what I want to do is I want to make duplicates of this. So I want to change those classes and I have to manually do that. Like I can't just duplicate all the classes and duplicate and rename, basically. I can't do that in here. I'd have to give it a new class and then, which I can do. It's just going to take a while. Yeah, let's take these out. Okay. Let's go here. How would I do this? I'm going to go drop down Aries. I'm going to take all of this here and no, wait, because this is a live class. Don't do that. Let's go here, paste that in. That's going to need some adjusting, but that's fine. At least it has a basis. My column, drop down Aries column. Yeah. Add, take this, put it in there, remove. Yeah, we need, I don't know if Kevin is at all going to see this, but Kevin, we need an easy way to do this. This is going to take a long time. Okay, let's go drop down Orion heading. No, not Orion, Aries. And let's take that and remove. And then we have a list. Drop down Aries list. Okay. And then I want items. Okay, it doesn't have any styling, but that's fine. Let me just copy this. And Aries. Okay. And my link, that does have something, drop down Aries link. Let's take that. Cool. So now Aries. Actually, let's go look at the whole drop down here. Aries. My item. Oh, because I have other items in here. Those need to be removed. I'm just going to duplicate this one. So now I should have all Aries. Okay. I'll change that to Aries. And then I do want a few columns here. So let's go. I have 3 columns, 4 technically, but let's do 2. And this could be like a featured. So 3 columns. Okay. This is going to be my like drop down Aries column featured. This is going to be, well, no, this is technically my featured, but I don't want to call that a column. I don't know, like image, media. So that'll be next to it. So let's add another div. This will be my media. And let's go media wrapper. Yeah, because there's going to be my media in it. So here's my media in it, which is a figure. Figures, like they have meaning in. It does have. I'll keep it as a figure, even though I don't necessarily like that. And then I need some content, so we'll throw another div in here. And we have like a pre-heading and a heading. So we'll go. Here's my content. Here's my media. My content will have a heading and a paragraph. H2, H2. These could be H3s. Well, hold on. H2, H3, H3, H3. No, they should all be H3s. I don't want them to be that important, and they're in the mobile menu. Off-topic question. I wondered what happened to your Figma project. Oh, I'm working on it. It's just, I think my feed just cut out. No, I'm working on it. It's just something in the background because I wanted to make sure that I got this mobile menu kind of figured out, the mega menu stuff. And once I have that kind of all dialed in, I'll go back to the Figma project. So yeah, that was actually kind of fun. Cool. Let's go. I do need to give this a class. And let me copy this to my dropdown Aries. Copy that, and we'll call this media wrapper. This can be my media. And I'm going to call this, I don't know, like media content. Yeah, that's fine. Media content. I can always change it later. And I could target my heading and text from here. I don't need to worry about, well, media content heading. Yeah, let's do it. Media content heading. And this will be my media content. What's it called? Not an accent heading. There's another word for it. Eyebrow. Yeah, it's an eyebrow. I believe. I think that's what it usually is called. I usually call them accent headings, but try something like this class, your class props class. Okay, so that would be cool if I made it into. It'd be cool if I made this into a component. However, the issue is right now you can't. Oh, I guess I could add a component within a component. But wait, what if you were to add styling to it? I don't know if you could use your class props.class because you can't actually style that. Can you? Like, can you style? I'm very curious now. Your class, and what if it was like props.class? Can you style that? No, you can't style that. But did it add to? No, it didn't. You couldn't style it here. That'd be really cool though. That's kind of an interesting idea. I like that. Okay. where Orion, Aries. Here's my media wrapper. That's going to go first. This one's my featured. And I do want to have an image in here, which I don't have anything yet. So Lumi. Let me find something that's not boring. A bike? Bikes are cool. Sure. And it's grassy, which I guess I'm using as my theme here. You could style it inside the drop-down selector. You could style it inside. Yeah, okay, you could. Yeah, you could. You can nest it. That's true. This is a massive image, but let's just throw it in anyways because I need something. Whoa, why did that not? There we go. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and save this here. Let's go view it on the front end. It's going to look like a mess, but I just need to see what's going on with it. Okay, cool. Now my featured column, I'm going to have like featured list items. So here's like let's go open this up. Is it not taking the styling yet that I've applied? Let me refresh. The Aries one. So how come with these other ones I can see, but this one I can't? Like, why is it way over there? Darn. I don't know. Okay, column. Here's my heading. I'm going to call this one just featured. Okay, make sure that that's actually looking correct. It is featured. Now I do want I want a media, a heading, and a text. So there's kind of two elements in here. So inside my where am I here? My Aries. I want my featured column. My list. Here's my LI. Let's only do 3. I want to go ahead and add in image, which will go last. I do want content in here to go first. And then I want a heading, which will be in H4. And I do want a paragraph text. Okay, so this is my like featured column. List is the same because I could target it individually. These items, I could target it from the featured, so I don't need to give this a unique. I don't have to give it a unique class, so I don't think I'm going to. Dropped an Aries item content. Item content. And I could target the heading and the text this way. That's fine. Figure. This will be my media. And this will be the dot drop down Aries item media. So there's my content. There's my media. Cool. On a featured, I do want to do my my drop down Aries item. I want that to be display flex. I wonder if I could figure out why, because it would be nice so I could see what's going on here. Why that's working, but that one's not. Just going to be dumb and try refreshing one more time. Oh, there we go. For whatever reason, now it's working. Okay, cool. Okay, featured. I want the item to be display flex of row. Drop down Aries, item. But why is that not? Flex wrap. Drop. See, I got to spell. Drop down. Drop down. There we go. Aries item. And then we want my media. So we'll say I also want my item media to be order of -1. Let's take away that. So that way it's fixed. I do want this to be 1 by 1. So we'll go aspect ratio of 1/1 with an overflow of hidden and block size of 100%. Okay, why are we not getting 100% or 1/1 here? Oh, it is 1/1. It's just because my image inside is not a inline size of 100% and block size of 100%. I'm going to add this. Okay, go to this image real quick. Let's add the same image in here just to. There we go. So it is 100%. I just wasn't showing that item there. Let's go back to my feature column and we're going to do object cover and oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Why objects? Wait, objects, it should be cover. Object fit of cover, that's why. There we go. Okay. And I actually do want this, I want this to be a grid. So this should be grid here. And I want this to be grid template columns of 1FR, 3FR. Yeah, I like that better. And let's, is it align? See, that's nice. That's very nice to have. I do want a gap here. Var space S. Okay. And then for this whole entire thing, I do want a gap on this. Var content gap. So everything should be spaced out evenly. Okay, I'm going to leave this here for now because that's better. And we're going to go to my feature column and just duplicate these lists 3 times. So, okay. Now this, my media wrapper, right? Yeah. Position relative. Oh, I almost forgot. These structurally should have a link inside of them. Is it an H4 with a link inside of it, or a link inside of an H4, or an H4 inside of a link? Oh my gosh. ACSS Alpha 7. I don't know what ACSS version I'm on. I don't know if I could see from here. I probably go to the back end. I forget. I'm on the newest one for this build. So, all right. I've been on live for about an hour now. I think we keep going as long as everything's looking good on your guys' end here. I wanted to make sure that semantically I'm doing this correctly. When adding a link inside of a heading, is it a link inside of a heading or a heading inside of a link for better semantics? Sorry, I'm talking to AI right now. Link inside of a heading is best. Okay. Cool. Link inside of a heading. All right, so link inside of here. I'll take this out. Let's open this back up. And let's actually give this a class. This is going to be my heading. And we'll say find my link. Let's do... Actually, why is that not... Like, why is that not accepting... Why is it being styled? Is it... Oh, is it coming from ACSS? It is. Okay. So what I need to do is I just need to create like a font weight inherit, font size inherit, what else? Letter spacing inherit, and I think that should be good. Oh, font family probably too. Just, I mean, it's already inheriting that, so maybe not. Okay, we'll leave that. This will be my heading item. Now, I need a clickable parent for this item. So my featured, here's my item. On this item, I want this to be clickable. And what is that's it. Clickable parent. It's saying position relative on this, find a link inside, give it an after, and set that to, oops, let's go check that on the front end right now. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And then what we're going to do here is set this to be my feature column. There's my list. I need 3 of the same items because we just changed it. Oops. Why did that jump on me? Yeah, I don't like that. That's not helpful. But I guess it makes sense. Like, although I would like this to stay blank. What is... I don't know. Leave it. Okay, I got 3 items. Ooh, this is a challenge. What I do want is like when I hover over one item. Oh, line height. Oh, thank you. Let's go back into my feature column, find that. I don't know. Where's that heading at? Heading, line height, inherit. Okay. When I hover over one of these items, I want the other items to like have a less opacity. So in my featured column, when let me just see. Okay. In my feature column, so in this, when it has a drop down Aries item that is hover, let's target the drop down Aries item that is not hover and set the background to red. So it should target that is no, not hover. Okay. And let's change instead of background. So it's basically saying like, okay, if there's one of these items hovered inside of this entire list or column, find the item that is not hovered and do something with them. So let's change the opacity to 0.6. Cool. Okay. And then I want to transition. So, oops, I'm gonna mess up my mic here. What are you? This thing's falling. I just got a new mic, and so I'm testing it out to see if it does any better or if I want to return it. I'm not 100% sure. Transition. So this is on all items here. I don't like all this. Let's move that down. That's fine. I'll just leave the code in there because it is nice to have it. But let's add a opacity of 1 by default and a transition of opacity 1.2 seconds ease. It's actually a little faster. I want it to be like too long. Cool. What happens if I just give it like the blur is not a good idea here. But let's go 2.5. Let's go 3. Yeah, I like that better. It needs to be soft. Okay. I do want this media here. I'm attacking my media here. Let's go border radius var. Can I just do this radius? Cool. That's nice. That is way too much. Radius small. And let's add a border around this too. So we'll go border var border dark. I don't have one set up yet. I don't want it to be too much. So we'll go 1 pixel solid. Let's go back to that EC or neutral light. Neutral ultra light. Just something. Okay. I want to check that on the front end real quick. Yeah, I like that. That's kind of cool. Okay, and let's fix this whole container over here. Here is my media wrapper. This needs to be position. Oh, this will also have a link. So we will go clickable parent. This will have a link on here more than likely. The heading will, right? Unlock your biological age today, which is not a very good. Yeah, okay. But technically that should have a link inside. So let's go link. And we'll take that out. Weird. What? Let's find the A in here. And let's grab this styling here that I had in this. Let's grab that. And then let's go back to this. Up one. Throw that in. There we go. Okay. Now my content should be position absolute as well. And that should be set to inset 0. I do want it at the top. I do want my eyebrow to be order -1. Oh, because this is not set to. Okay. And we'll go column. There we go. Featured tile. Heading. I almost want this to be larger. Now I could use, we could use, no, hold on. I'm gonna hold off on that just real quick. Let me finish this up and I'll go back to it. See if there's anything here. Message retracted. Oh, hey, Kraka. I want to know what you retracted. Oh, maybe I solved it. I don't know. But what's up, buddy? Welcome. Okay. I do want the media wrapper. Let's give this some space here. I do want this to be overflow hidden. I do want this to have a border radius. Ooh, this is okay. I want this to match here. So like this has like the same border radius. And these already have, so we'll go border radius. We want to take the padding minus, border radius minus the padding. So my dropdowns have I'm going to calc here. And it's going to be var dropdown border radius minus var dropdown padding. Right? Is it? Is it? I guess it doesn't matter if I do padding minus radius. Let me see if that's even calculating correctly. So let's go check here. It might be calculating correctly. It's just showing as nothing. So media wrapper, it's showing. So 20 pixels. What is that calculating out to? It's not showing me. So it's 0, basically. Probably like 20 minus 20 or something like that. So I do want to have a min. So like, let me double check this. Let's go to my drop down here. Let's say I want this to have a drop down border radius of like 40 pixels. Oh, okay, so it's working. It's too small to see it. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so then what I want to do here is probably choose the largest value, which is that min or max. I think max is choose the largest. We're going to check out here. So max, either choose the calculation or choose 40 pixels. I think I have to do a comma here. Yep, that's it. So choose the maximum. No. Yeah, whatever size is larger. Var radius S. So like at minimum, if it has nothing, I still want some radius on it. So just give me S, I think. Or extra small, the smallest variable that we have in automatic CSS. Yeah, choose the maximum value. That's fine. Cool. Okay, so now we're going to go back to my content here. Let's give this padding. I always go var. I could just do space. That's too much. We'll go S here. And I'm going to change my drop-down areas. This is display flex. We're going to go grid. And what's this? Grid columns. That's nice. I don't want to repeat, though. I do want... let's just go one of our auto. One of our. Let's change this to like 2 of R. What happens to that? Too much. Let's go like 1.5. Let's just play around with it. 1.25. So it's a little bit larger. Oh no! I lost my gap. Content gap. Still feels rather large. but I think I'll leave it. Okay. For the concentric radius, I always prefer to use the default radius on the inner content. That way the outer radius always works. Interesting. So you're making the default radius on the inner. Oh, I see. So you're giving the concentric on the outer one. Interesting. I've always done it the opposite way. I was trying to suggest something for the hover effect. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Karka. You won't see any radius on the inner. If it's too much padding, yeah, okay. Yeah. Cool, we answered that. We were able to figure that out. I want more padding on this, so we're going to go to my list here. So let's go to the... Do I have it selected? I don't. So here's my item. Here's my media. Let's go drop down Aries list, and let's change the gap on that to like trying to use the space L. That's way too much. But just have a little bit more. And I think this is a really good starting point for this, although I do want my background. We do need something on this. So let's go to my media wrapper. This needs to have something to, so like let's add an after, and let's give us a content of nothing. Can you add afters? No, you can't do that here. Add a content of nothing. Oh, wait. Can you do question mark after? Nice. Okay, cool. And I want to set this to be position absolute. And I want this to be inset of 0. So to span the whole thing, let's do background red, make sure we can see it. I need to set the Z index on this to be like 1. And I want the image inside Z index of 2. Because it needs to sit behind, let's go -1. It needs to sit in front of it needs to sit in front of my image, but behind my content. So we'll go content, Z index 0, 1. Let's actually set to 2, and then we'll set my media wrapper, my after to 1. Okay. And then this will go background color will be var neutral. Do we have trans available to us anymore? Color mix. Interesting. But it shouldn't be a var, right? It should just be color mix. Wait, so how did I get that? Neutral trans? Okay. That's cool. Oops. And I'm actually going to change this to like base. That, and then I want my content to be color var text to light. And I want my heading color to be inherit, which for some reason it's not inheriting. So let's figure out why. Oh, I do not want my after on my media wrapper to have pointer events because it will affect the link that's on there. So now that should not accept any pointer events. Perfect. Okay. Link color is set to inherit on this. There we go. I wonder if that was my problem with Lyra here. With Lyra. Color inherit. There we go. Oh, but there's like a hover. Ah. All right, I'll sort that out too. Okay, there we go. That stays the same color. Let's go back here. Let's fix this to have color inherit, and then also on hover color inherit. And I know in ACSS I can turn off links to like certain links to not have the link styling from ACSS, but I have to assume that not everybody would do that after the fact, so I have to like create extra CSS for that, which is a bummer, but that's okay. I don't like that's not very bright, so I almost want to go like on my drop down, like text light. I almost want it to be white in this case. Can I reset that, or is it set? Yeah, one sec. Let's see here. Or is it just not showing the content above it? Wait. Z index of 10. Why did I get a Z index of 10? Let's go media wrapper. After. That's the A after. That's right. If I take this away, does that... Because maybe it's not actually sitting on top. No, it is. But why... Why does it look so muted? What color is it inheriting? Computed color. Okay, what color is this getting then? It's also getting inherit from where? Text light. But I've declared text light to be... Did I do it on the wrong spot? I put it on the wrong spot. Let's go here. Oh, I must have done it on the wrong spot. I'll have to go find that. There we go. Okay. And this will be pre-heading text. And then I have to sort out how that works. Okay, now let's go to mobile. Let's figure out how we're going to do mobile here. So now we have all of these. Here's Aries. That's massive. We probably want to set like a maximum height on this thing on mobile device. And probably also on these. And then I probably also want, just like I have on Lyra, have some type of effect on the background image. I don't know that I want the same thing. Maybe it goes grayscale, but grayscale kind of seems boring. I do like the increase in size. Maybe we just do blur. I'll figure that in a minute. Let's do mobile. Okay, so we're gonna go Aries. So here's all my. Oh wait, no, we're not on Aries. Close that. We are on. Let's close this one too. We are on this one. Media wrapper. And let's go to my Aries here. The top of it. Okay, so here's my desktop, and here is my mobile. So menu wrapper, when the menu wrapper is set to desktop, we're not doing anything right now, which I'll leave it for now, but I can remove it if I want to. On mobile, I'm setting the whole thing to be flex column, which we showed was already doing that. Cool. Okay, now I want... Let's target my drop-down Aries media wrapper, and we'll set like a max block size. Is it 2 rem? I don't know if that even works. I'm going to see. I know there's a way to like change. Oops. Yep, that's it. It's 2 rem. So let's go 350. Let's check that out. Oops, this one right here. I think that might be just fine. Those, I probably want to set like a max on the, well, if I set a max on the image, let's just test it out real here. Let's go to, there's a link. There's my figure. Like what happens if I just set a max height on this real quick? I could change the, let's go to my item here. I could change, hey bud. My kid figured out how to unlock my door. Hey buddy, I love you. I'll be out in a bit, okay? All right, let's oh, we still have 13 people in this. Awesome. Glad you guys were able to stay. Actually, I'm gonna take a drink of water real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and go. What was I going to do here? The item itself, I could probably change this to be something like 4FR, 5FR. Yeah, let's do that. So on mobile devices, I want it to be like 5FR. And an easy way that I could do that is, oh, and I almost want this to be larger. So we're going to go 1.25 here as well. That's fine. Okay, and then on, what did I say? On mobile, I want to find my featured column and find the item itself. Okay, so on, let's go to dropdown Aries. On mobile, let's find my featured. Oops. And let's find the dropdown Aries item. And we'll set that to grid template columns 1FR, 5FR. It's better. But let's go 6. I kind of like that better, especially for mobile. And then these items, it looks weird. I know it's only because like this doesn't have a different color yet. So I have to figure out how to make that easier. Okay. I think on mobile, I want to give the whole thing some padding. And there's already this already has mobile padding inline. So it's a variable we had to change the padding on the inline here. So we could reuse that just to make it look the same. So on mobile, give it padding block a mobile padding inline. Just to give it something on the top and bottom. I could probably do that by default so that anytime somebody puts in some content, it already has that. I just don't know if I should make that a default or not. Probably should leave it up to the users. All right, that's going to need some polishing, but we have something built out. I almost want this to be centered. So let's go drop down Aries, center that. Ooh, but that looks weird. Okay, so how I want them to be centered, but I want the top of it to have to sit at the top. I could wrap it in another, like the columns in another, like this whole, they wrap this whole thing in one more div and then have those sit at the top, which might be what I have to do. So there's my featured column. And here's my other, these three I might need to, let's throw another div in here. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet though. And then let's throw this in there, and this in there. And this is going to have to change from like, oops, 3 FR. So here's my media, maybe just columns. So column, and this could be drop down Aries columns. And then actually let's just set this to be row. Yeah, like that. That's what I want. Gap. Content gap. And now that gap actually looks really large for whatever reason. I think this is on the featured. I'm going to find my list. Here's my list. Yeah, let's do that. And then what happens if I change? So I'm going to download another image here. Because what happens if somebody's like, you know what? I don't want it like this. I want a wide. Oh, that's pro. How can I find photos that are wide? I guess just download one. That's not boring. That's cool. I like grass for some reason. I'm always leaning towards the grass. Can you show me? Just show me one more wide image. One more wide image, and I'll choose it. Just one. Something. Oh, did I find one? That's a pro. I can't even get that. Okay, 500 pixels. Although 500 pixels is also having the same problem where you can't download certain images. Wait, not 500 pixels. It's 500 pixels is another one, but Unsplash. No, what? Unsplash.com. There we go. Okay, sure. Or this one's, let's do that one because it has nothing in it. Save it. And let's throw that in. So here's my image. Let's throw this in there. There we go. Yeah, see, I don't want that. I do want to have like a size set. And then what did you say to do? 1 point, what did you say? 1.3 FR and then do auto on this one and see what happens. Yeah, that won't work. Or 0.3 FR. Yeah, it has to have something because otherwise it'll just take up the entire. I think it's because the image itself doesn't have an inherent width set. And so I have to tell it to have something. Okay. So this, I do want my media wrapper to have a min block size. I mean, I could set the block size to 100% on the media wrapper. Then why is my media? It'll have no inherent size. That should be fine now. After, where's my... Didn't I set my... did I target it here on accident? No, why isn't my media set to position absolute? Or, I mean, it is, but let's go... Where am I at here? Content, media wrapper, media. Did I lose? I swore I set this to 100% height. I swore I did. Huh. Odd. I don't know. So that should just automatically fit the size of the rest of the content in here. But it should have a min size. So like just in case, maybe I do want it to be a little bit bigger. So we'll go min block size. I think on mobile, it's set to like 350. Well, let's set it here. Because if it is, I can just, let's go 2 rem. Let's set to 350 pixels on here. And then I can remove it from mobile, but I don't like it that big by default. So let's go like 250, or maybe it needs to be that 300. Like just something that's so close to 350. I might as well just leave it. So we're going to go back to this. On mobile, I did tell this to have a max block size. Oh, I told it to have a max size. Which it technically should have. Yeah. So let's, in here, I'm going to go media size. I'm going to go 350. Okay. And I'm going to set that here to var media size. That still works. Awesome. Okay. And then I'm going to go here. That way they match up. So like minimum media size. Why? 350. So it doesn't, I can't use a variable in 2rem. Okay. That's fine. 350 times or divided by 16. 21 rem. So we'll go, let's just do var media size. Okay. And then we'll go back down to here and we'll say on mobile, the max it should be is var media size. And this is 21 rem. Okay, so I was trying to make sure I have this right. on mobile, the maximum size I want it to be is 350. Okay. But on desktop, minimum 350, but it's allowed to expand as big as it can. So like, let's go make sure that that's correct here. And we'll just set an arbitrary height on this to like 600 pixels. And so it's allowed to expand. But this is not sitting in the center because it has a height, which should be okay because everything's going to sit at the top regardless. I should add like a padding. Let's add a... Gosh, this can go like, it can go so deep on everything. It's not just margin block. So that if this gets a height, again, building for someone else is very complicated. If it gets a height, at least it has something at the top. Okay, let's do that. It'll have at least something there. Cool. Save. I'm going to check it again. On this, this needs something. What do I want this to do? Maybe there's a button that, like, as I hover over this, a button like comes up. It doesn't do anything because there's already a link, but it's just like it's just decorative. Also, target the image element inside the figure to have 100%. Yeah, okay. You did the featured ones, I think. Cool. So we have a few ones made. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have a button that, like, on hover. Let's add in the media. Doesn't need to be in the content. It could actually be here. Let's add a link. Sorry, I'm still getting over a sickness. Let's change this to a div or a span. And I don't know if button primary is going to work on this or not. And let's set, what is this? Media wrapper, media content. Let's do media button. Drop down, Aries, media, link. Yeah, that's fine. Position, absolute. And this is going to be, don't know why I can't see it, Z index of 3. I have it next to my content. Why can't I see this? Okay, that's just why it's sitting at the bottom, which is actually where I want it. So let's go inset block end of like 20 pixel or 20 pixels. So I can just see it. Actually, let's do 0 pixels. And let's go. I think my content has a padding on this, isn't it? Padding. Media padding var space S. So I can match it. So we're going to go content media padding. So that stays the same. And then we'll go to my anchor here. Actually, did they have button white anymore? Did they remove it? They removed it. Let's go button neutral light. Let's do that. And then everybody can style it how they want to. We'll go inset inline start var media padding. So that should be equal. And like this technically will be at some point this on hover, but not right now. So we do want it to be, actually it could be that. And then we could just do a transform. Yeah, we could do like, let's go transform translate y of 100%. Now it's not going to go all the way, so we need to do a calc. So we're going to go calc 100% plus the padding media, oops, var media padding. Okay. And then, oh, so many parentheses there. On media wrapper and after, this is going to be my image overlay. Okay. And then on hover, let's set the dropdown Aries media link to transform translate y of var media padding. Okay. Wait. 0. I want it to be translate 0 because I have it set to, yep, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to do a anchor. I'm going to ask, I like doing this with cubic Beziers. Can you give me a natural cubic Bezier for an animation in CSS? And it'll give me a cubic Bezier. We're going to go here. We're going to go transition, transform, 0.2 seconds. And we're going to see if I like this cubic Bezier or not. If not, we can always do ease out. It's a little fast. So what happens if I change this to like 3? Ooh. That's a little too slow. Let's go 3, 5, 3. Okay. Learn more. Cool. And then I also want this link to have pointer events of none. Okay. And so now I've got a little something happening here. And now we have another drop down made. Let's go check mobile again. No, it broke there. Oh, because I have a new one. All right. Okay. So on mobile, find my drop down Aries columns, display flex. Oh, I could just do this. Whoa. That did not like what I did. That. Cool. Okay, save. Cool. I'm almost wondering too, so like right now, anybody else that's left in the chat that wants to chime in on this and give me an idea. Right now, on mobile devices, I have it set so that the menu wrapper gets a class of mobile, but I'm almost wondering if each individual dropdown should also get a class of mobile. That way, instead of going like, hey, find my menu wrapper when it's on mobile and do that, like I could just literally say like, when the dropdown is on mobile, do something. I might do that. I kind of like that idea, having it both ways, so you can target either by the menu wrapper or the dropdown itself. Yeah, kind of like that. Cool. Okay, well, let's see what's happening here. As far as breakpoint goes, it's actually breaking at a decent point. It's breaking a little too early, so we could change this to like, let's go to my menu wrapper here. Let's change that to like 1100. Okay. So at 1100, that should break to mobile. That's better. Okay. I like that. I think on mobile, what I could do for these, I almost want these inset. So like this is more of a feature. And then my column, like what's happening here? My columns have a margin block, which is fine actually. Let's do, but I want to say on mobile, I want to like give it some inward padding. So let's go back to my drop down Aries on mobile, find my columns and give them a padding inline of var mobile padding inline. We'll reference that. We'll reference the same padding and just duplicate it. So it's just like double. So this one already has this and this one's double. That way it's inset a bit. And then we'll say, ooh, I wanted to try the new selector, which I probably can. It's like a target the second of something. So, or last of. How would that work? Nth child. There's the new of selector. Because it's technically not the last child. Like, can you select the last of something? So like choose the last of the column. That's a column. Now let's go last child. And we'll go here. And last. No, not. Because what if I add more columns? What if I add more columns? I want every column after that. Let's say on mobile, gosh, drop down Aries column that's next to Aries column. Give it margin inline. No, I'm sorry, margin blocks start of space M. Let's see. So on mobile. Yeah, okay, but wait, where's this padding coming from? Or this gap here? Gap, content gap. And then this is already, here's my column. Like I kind of like that, but I need to resolve, like that needs to be one controlled source, not just like, oh, that's column gap here, but this one is space M. And like, so that needs to be fixed. But for now, I think it's actually pretty darn good. See, like building things for yourself, easy. Building it for everybody else, not so much. You have to spend a lot more time on it. Like I like this one. I did the same thing with this, where like on hover, the other elements fade out as with this one. Cool. I could probably add a little bit more to this one, like the featured column gets like a padding inline end. of content gap. No. I could make this a little bit larger. What did I do here? I went columns. Columns. That's set to flex. I could put the featured column to be like flex basis of like 30%. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a good idea or not. I don't really like using flex, but no, not 30%, like 40%. And that's not even changing anything. Featured. Oh, did I put on the wrong one? Oops, I did. The featured column. Nope. I could use grid, and I think I'm going to have to. Grid. Columns. This is one area where I'm confused by, like, I want the first repeat to, like, I want the first row to be a specific size, then every other one after that like grid auto columns. What is grid auto columns again? Auto columns. So like it'll automatically be set. Okay, so like what happens if I go in here and I go, you know what, I want another column in here. It's gonna wrap. All right, that's for me to solve probably a little bit later. I got to figure out exactly, like I want it to allow more space for more, but the first one needs to have at least 2 OFR. And then we'll remove that fourth column in here. No, that's still too big. We'll just go 1.5. I think I already had that set to the same amount, so it hasn't changed at all. Those are even spacing between those. Cool. That's looking pretty good. How do you insert a component in another page? Not quite sure what you mean by that. Maybe reword it just a bit. How do you insert a component to another page? Yeah, let me know what you mean. Because components you could reuse. You just maybe this will help. You just go here and you can re-add your component anywhere you want. So all right, do I do one more? I've been live for 2 hours. We've gotten 2 of these dropdowns done in that time. Well, almost done. I got to refine them. But yeah, mobile. Oh, I do want to figure out what they do in my downtime. This toggle, like if it's in, let's go back to this toggle here. Let's change it to like animated 2. Ooh, I do want to play around. I have these drop downs made, so I don't. Let me save before I. You know what? Before I go playing too much, I probably should save my work. So let me go open up. I'm just gonna open this up real quick. File. Let's go to my desktop. Current projects. No, why'd it go away? Drop downs. here. Okay. I do want my drop downs. I want a new file in here. We have dropdown orion.json. So I want to save that. Let's go here. Copy that. Let's go put that away. And then let's make a new one for dropdown Aries. Cool. Okay. And then we're going to go find my Aries one right here. Copy that and put it in there. All right. So what I wanted to try is making a completely different menu. So right now I have it set to open like this, right? So it goes from, it's like position fixed. Now, what happens if I say, you know what, I don't want position fixed as this will come default. It's already position fixed by default. But what if I don't want that? What if I want it to be like underneath? So on mobile, I'm setting this position fixed. Let's take away all of this. Yeah, let's take away all of this for now. Okay. And I think it's going to be set to display none. Okay. So what I want here this is like uncharted territory because I want to figure out like how can you manipulate this and how easy can it be to manipulate. Like I want this to sit on top, and then when I click on this, it expands down, and then we see all of like, so let's go header, make my background white just to try to separate itself from padding block. Let's set it on both. My padding container, does this have a background? It does. Let's remove that. Does this have a border radius? It does. Okay. Let's remove all that. Okay, so my menu would sit, so here's my whole menu, here's my toggle button, here's my link. So I want this to actually sit down here. And so what I could do is I could say, all right, my header container, when it has a menu wrapper that is set to mobile, which it is right now, I want to change my container to be display grid. And I want my grid template areas to be logo and toggle. I'm not super familiar with areas here, so I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to go one FR, or grid template columns. Like I want to learn the whole namespace thing. It seems to be a lot easier. But grid template columns, one FR. And that would probably wrap it like that. And I want to send my toggle to be in order -1. Oops. Order, or let's go grid column, grid row of 1 to 2. I want my dot menu wrapper to be a grid row of 2 to 3. Yep. And then I want my header logo to also be a grid row of 1 to 2. So that should place them both here and here. Okay, this toggle should not be getting like 100%. So why is it getting such a huge width? Where's the width coming from? Computed. Where is that width coming from? The button should just be like fit content. Yep. And we're going to go just auto to fit the items. There we go. Okay. And what I want to do here is I want my menu wrapper to be, oops, not grid row. Not dot grid row, grid column 1 to 3. I always forget the numbers on these. So what I could do here is I can go, although it might be taking up. Where's my grid here? 1 to 3. So then this should be, let me check here with 100%. Yep. There we go. Cool. So on my inline size 100%. So now I have this here. And what I want to say is, okay, by default, that's right. Okay. Let's actually go. Again, this is like, I haven't even played with this yet to see what other ways I could be creating other menus. I want my, on mobile, I want my display grid. And I want grid template rows of 0 FR. But on mobile open, I want grid template rows of 1 FR. Right? On open, grid template rows, 0 FR. So let's take a look here real quick. Okay, wait, how did I do the grid? It's like this. See, this is one reason that I made this way. So like when it is open, everything's going to work within this like set here. And we can set that to be whatever it is we want. Okay, but how am I going to get this to basically be like an accordion? So like on open, it expands and the whole entire header expands. I did it with, like, so if I go here and I go true, okay. These, or did I not save it? Save. I want it to be accordions now so that now they act like accordions. How did I build out these? Because these accordions are using grid. Where's my grid set on these? Here. Particular row, 0 FR. And what if I just said, you know what? I don't want this mobile header in there. It can be in there, but, oh, let's just display none. Oh, I can't go back. Oh, well. Oh, wait, did it work? Okay. Okay, let's go menu wrapper here. Actually, I only want this on mobile. So there's my desktop on mobile. I want this to have a transition. Transition grid template rows 0.2 seconds ease. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, but I don't want overflow. I want that hidden. Okay, what happens if I do that? It's because that scroll bar. That scroll bar is coming from. That's coming from the nav. Let me go back to this toggle button. This should have inline size fit content. And then this should be auto. And in technicality, this should go in front of the menu wrapper because it is in front. And then my container, when it is set to mobile, I can do like, is it justify content space between? Or is it a line items? No. Justify items space between. No. And there's a way to set these so that it pushes everything to the opposite corners. I'll have to worry about that in a minute. Okay, let's go back to my menu wrapper and let's just say I don't want it to have according. I do want it to have. Oops, did I not refresh? Or save? There we go. I want to have the overlapping look to it. Okay. Now, how would I? Ooh, what if I almost changed the height of this to 90 view height? Yeah, because I could adjust the way that this works as well. It's because this right now is not set to a block size of 100%. Right? Neither is my container. Yeah, it's inside my container. So you technically could do it, but you'd have to figure out another way. Wait, did I fix the? Why is the button all of a sudden where I wanted it? I don't know what happened there. That's weird. Okay. But I mean, it's the start of something there to have another option that I could build out. That's cool. All right. I've been on for like 2 hours. I'm going to hop off now. Thank you guys for joining. I'm excited to, I got to iron out a few things on this. Seems like there's just always something to iron out on this, but hopefully soon I'll have this ready so you guys can actually have a proper mega menu build out on this. And I'll make sure that I have full, I'll make another video on it where I go through and show it, not just a live stream, but I go through and break it down how it works in a first look. So looking forward to it. All right, guys, I will see you guys in the next video.